Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see it. And today we got a show that's probably going to piss off a lot of people, but who cares? We're going to talk about it anyway. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So Ty Lue made a lot of headlines yesterday with some of the things that he was saying on Shannon Sharpe's podcast. We first started off reacting to his comments about Michael Jordan being able to average 45 points had he played today in the NBA. He then spoke about the LeBron posting the image of the Clippers, training in the Clippers facility and all of that. He spoke about that, but inevitably, given the fact that this is Shannon Sharpe, there was no way that there weren't going to be any LeBron questions, because Shannon was asking some good questions. He spoke about the Lakers, Shaq, how many championships they would have won. So they talked about a bunch of things, but inevitably they were going to talk about LeBron's time in Cleveland with his former teammate and Kyrie Irving. So obviously you guys know that the situation between LeBron and Kyrie didn't end well back in Cleveland, right? It was even to the point where Kyrie Irving, I remember when he went on ESPN First Take, and he was being interviewed by Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman, where they were asking him about the fact that he just said he didn't tell LeBron that he was being traded. And I remember a lot of people getting pissed off with Kyrie Irving because he decided to leave their king, LeBron James. A lot of people in media turned on Kyrie because he decided he didn't want to play with LeBron James no more. A lot of people, right? So this question was brought up, and then Ty Lue started to respond. And what Ty Lue said surprised a lot of us, because Ty Lue basically went on to say that LeBron James was essentially devastated when he found out Kyrie Irving got traded. So what we want to do is we're going to play what Ty Lue had to say on Club Shay Shay about this, and I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to his comments here.
So I come sit next to Bron. We sitting there, handling the phone, Sports Center. Kyrie Irving's just been traded to the Boston Celtics. Man, Bron dropped the marker, and just lays back in his chair for about 10 minutes, doesn't say a word, like just pissed off. And Bron was crushed. And I saw when that happened, I thought things would I thought Bron would do something different, sooner than later, and that's what he did.
So you believe LeBron would have stayed in Cleveland had Kyrie stayed in Cleveland?
Yes. I think so.
Damn. I mean, you've seen breakups. You were there. I mean, you weren't there at the time, but Kobe and Shaq. You saw Blake and CP3. You saw LeBron and Kyrie. If somebody would have told you in the beginning how well it was working, that this was going to be the ultimate outcome, would you have believed it?
As far as what?
Them parting ways.
All those guys?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I couldn't see it, the way it happened, especially like say Kobe and Shaq being in it every single day,
right,
being in the locker room, because they had too many great guys around them. Like, you had a lot of great buffers, like Rick Fox, Robert Horry, B. Shaw, Harp. Like, they were old enough to understand what was at stake.
Yes.
And understand
we got something special here.
Yeah, something special. And so they would never let it come to where it came to, so that was tough. And then I think Kyrie, his biggest thing is cause he's a competitor.
Yeah.
He's a killer. And so he wanted to show, kind of like Kobe did,
yep,
when Shaq.
Because that's his mentor.
I can win, without Bron. And for me to take that next step, this is what I got to do. And so to have his own team and to do that, that was his goal, and that's what he wanted to do.
Right.
So I don't think it was no ill will against Bron. Right. It was just something he wanted to do for his career.
Right. Had LeBron and Kyrie stayed together, they won another championship?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I think, also think if KD doesn't go to Golden State.
Oh, yeah, but they had to get him.
Yeah.
They had to get him. They were never going to beat you guys again, T-Lo.
Yeah. If KD doesn't go to Golden State, I think we win.
Three in a row.
And I think Kyrie stays because you can't leave after that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think he stays, and I think, like I said, we had a chance to win 2 or 3.
Is there anything you could have done differently to maybe keep Kyrie and LeBron together, or has Kyrie made his mind up that he wanted to go elsewhere?
He had made his mind up, but that's like another Kobe and Shaq situation. I would never let it happen.
Excellent. So you heard what he had to say. So after hearing this, I immediately called BS on it, right? I called BS on it because I knew that this was some more revisionist history mumbo jumbo going on here. How do I know this? Because 8 years ago when this went down, we all remember the reason why Kyrie wanted to leave LeBron. And the reason Kyrie wanted to leave LeBron was simply this. Kyrie had been a part of that team, helped them win the championship and everything. So Kyrie was stunned to hear that LeBron was actually trying to get him traded for his good friend Chris Paul. And I remember when Rob Parker went on the Colin Cowherd show to basically reveal this information. And it's important that I say at the beginning of this sound, Colin was almost trashing Kyrie for his decision. So what we want to do is we want to play what Rob Parker revealed, which basically exposes what Ty Lue is saying as a lie about LeBron feeling sad, when in reality, he tried to get him traded for Chris Paul. Take a listen to Rob Parker here.
Let's bring on longtime rabble-rouser, columnist Rob Parker, who has a Hall of Fame vote, part of our FS1 and Fox Sports commentary group. So my first takeaway, I'm going to throw it out there if you've not heard, which is I think this is a career-defining mistake by Kyrie. I think it will be a blip for LeBron. When you're the greatest of all time, Brady, Michael, Peyton Manning, everything else just gets overwhelmed. I mean, Michael wasn't the best dude. He was a horrible GM, but he's the GOAT. Brady's got Spygate. He's got Deflategate, the kid out of wedlock. He's the GOAT. I don't think 10 years, 15, 20 years from now, we're talking about Kyrie left LeBron. I think his plaudits and his accomplishments will overwhelm it. I think Kyrie will never play with anybody as good as LeBron and will never have it this good. He never has to guard the best player, and the best player never guards him, and he shoots more than LeBron. I think it's a massive mistake. But you, Rob Parker, have information to unveil.
I do, Colin. My CWPFs, you know what that is?
What?
Close, warm, personal friends out in Cleveland.
Warm?
Yes, they are warm.
Like alive?
Like alive, and I
Okay.
know who they are.
That was an interesting warm.
Right? But they tell me this is it, and this makes sense to me, that Kyrie found out that after they won the championship, LeBron wanted Kyrie traded for Chris Paul.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, right? Wanted him traded. And I think that he found this out, and it cut him deep, and there's no trust. This makes sense on why Kyrie would want to move on and want to move away from the greatest player on the planet. Colin, you know this. Think about your own personal situation. If you thought the guy who you just went to battle with and won a championship with wanted to ditch you right after that for one of his best friends, it would hurt you.
Yes.
Okay. So that makes sense on why Kyrie has decided, I'm not going to be left at the altar again by LeBron when he decides to do whatever he wants to do and bail on Cleveland like he bailed before, like he bailed in Miami, right? I'm going to do my own thing. And I applaud Kyrie. I think this is if this trade does happen and he gets to go to another team, I will give him a lot of credit for bucking the trend that LeBron started, which is piling up, going to play with all these super teams just to win a championship. Here's a guy saying, first of all, I have a championship in my pocket. And he didn't hitch onto LeBron's wagon to get it. He made the big shot to win that championship for Cleveland. So he has that in his back pocket. Number two, the notion that he would want to go and start a team on his own and be his own guy and stand out there is admirable. He's giving up the chance of a $200 million contract by taking a trade somewhere else. So he's given up the money. And then he even has the New York Knicks on his list. That's admirable. I know he's from New Jersey, but the notion, the Knicks haven't won anything since 1973, that this guy would put that team on his list of a potential team that he would be willing to go. And I think the Knicks are a viable option if you are Cleveland and decide to make the trade. You get Carmelo Anthony. You get a star player for a player of Kyrie's status. So this all makes sense to me. People who are bashing Kyrie, I think they're off base. If all of this information which I've gotten is true, I get it. It would cut me deep.
Okay, but I was.
Thank you.
That was great. Well said.
Excellent. So you heard what Rob Parker said. You heard what he said. So where is this story about LeBron being sad when apparently he's the one that wanted him gone? And it makes a lot of sense why Kyrie would abruptly just say, I'm done with this. I'm done with this, because Kyrie's looking at it from the standpoint, bro, I just helped you. Bro, who hit the shot? Who hit the shot? Y'all was all bricking it and air and all of that stuff. Who's the one that hit the, arguably, one of the biggest shots in, not arguably, one of the biggest shots in NBA history? It was Kyrie Irving, right? Was it not him? Right? Nobody could buy a bucket. So Kyrie's looking at the fact that these guys made history coming back from a 3-1 deficit in the NBA Finals, just to turn around and hear rumors of me potentially being on the trading block for Chris Paul. Well, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. And what happened was, the way the media was trying to portray it then was, oh, Kyrie just decided that he wanted to be cantankerous and just start causing problems on the Cavs, and therefore he no longer wants to play with LeBron for no reason. Right? He just doesn't want to play. And it was this decision that made Kyrie the enemy of the media, because he was going against their media darling in LeBron. These are the facts, folks. Ever since that moment, he became public enemy number one in the eyes of the media. That's essentially what took place. And Rob Parker is like, nah, Rob Parker already revealed the truth. So why didn't Ty Lue include this in his explanation? All Ty Lue gave you was the back end of it, how LeBron received the information. But he didn't reveal how they got to that point. He revealed none of that. How can you how can you feel sad about somebody you tried to get traded? How? How? What kind of crocodile Dundee tears are you crying? What kind of magic is this? So this is what Rob Parker was alluding to. And he basically exposed everything. But I want to know from you guys, what do you think about this? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. And we'll catch you guys on the next show.